He's Pac-Man.
I have no words for David Pakman. David Pakman does not have a soul. He doesn't have a soul.
Pac-Man never talked to the New World Order. Pac-Man never tried to get hired by the Kissinger Group because Pac-Man's a loser.
Okay. You got a massive YouTube channel. You got billions of views online.
One awful progressive talk show host.
Hello, David. Here we go. We're live. I enjoy your show. I really do.
David Pakman, a left-wing progressive political commentator.
If I was telling my children who not to be, it's that guy. And he's a disgrace.
David, you are like dripping with the viscosity of sanctimony.
Look at those eyes, man. That dude is gone, ladies and gentlemen.
And I will send you some pillows here. I would like you to try them out. And you need to sleep better, David. You
I
have
will
the
try
same
it.
energy I do.
Okay, so why do I watch David Pakman? I like this guy. That's all my point is. He's dealing in facts, and I like him.
Then he went, Donald Trump, yeah, Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump, but no more drop box. The drop boxes are just so bad. No more drop boxes. Dickinson, Holajic, and Cephahide. That was about a guy a rhino named Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney, a real beauty. Had to give the American people their voice back by building something called Truth Central. He voted against Kate's law, and he voted for Obama amnesty. You know, we've endorsed Dr. Oz. We've endorsed JP, right? J.D. Mandel, and he's doing great. I've had more investigations than Jesse James, Billy the Kid. Some of the world's greatest cricket players, from Sachin Tendulkar to Virat Kohli. As the great religious teacher Swami Vivekananda once said. I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the investigation, the beginnings of that investigation. And God bless the United States. Thank you very much. He was awarded the Bronze Star and the Combat Infantryman Badge for his service. We have to keep our country gay, but it's not, for some reason, it's just not great anymore. If you care about law and order, look, law and order. In normal times, roughly 40% of fresh vegetables and about 40% China. Nambia's health system is increasingly self-sufficient. This is not about virtue, cycling, and signing. And the great General and President Ulysses S. Grant, he's really come back a long way over the last 10 years, hasn't he? We appreciate it very much, Tim Apple. When they gaze upon Yosemites, towering sequoias, they delivered a swift and sweeping, that sweeping. It was swift and it was sweeping like nobody's ever seen anything happen. Units of plasma for plasma. Donate plasma. In the failing New York Times by an anonymous, gutless coward. I may ask Marilyn Lockheed, the leading woman's business. No teacher should ever be allowed to teach transgender to our children without parental consent. No, nobody has to have parental consent. And we will totally oppose the Biden administration. This administration. He made some statements, rough statements on Jewish. You heard them and you know them well.
You gotta get them on, Pat. You gotta get them on.
Great to be here.
You gotta get them on, Pat. You gotta get them on. Get them on, hit it on, hit it on, hit it on, get them on, hit it on, hit it on, hit it, get them on, hit it on, hit it on, hit it on, get them on, hit it on,
no,
hit it on. For the people that don't know, if you can take a quick moment, we got a massive YouTube channel. You got billions of views online. Your mom supports socialism or no?
No.
You like the fact that U.S. is liked more today?
No.
Think Hillary's good?
Did I say that? No.
But you're saying that the middle voter doesn't matter at all?
No. Tangent.
Keep going.
Tangent.
Seriously? Keep going.
Tangent.
Keep going.
Tangent.
Seriously? Keep going. What are you talking about? Keep going.
What are you talking about?
Keep going. What are you talking about? Keep going. What are you talking about? That's insane.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is debate night in America, and we have a very special presidential debate coming up tonight. Special in that it will essentially be a referendum on dementia and cognitive decline. I mean, it's a crazy thing to say it, but both sides, to different degrees and in different ways, not expecting the other candidate to perform like a Barack Obama, but instead wondering if we will see, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, wondering if we will see the candidates soil themselves, literally or proverbially. So what a situation we have here, which we are going to be monitoring extraordinarily closely. We have multiple correspondents on the ground in Atlanta, Georgia, who will be joining us shortly, I hope from the spin room. We were talking about, we have Wyatt Wonderboy Sharp on the ground, as well as Luke the Bee's Knees Beasley, and they may even join us together. I have arranged for Wyatt and Luke to meet in real life, and they may be joining us together. They may be in the spin room. They may be outside. We're trying to figure out the audio situation, so that is going to all happen very, very soon. And I hope to hear from some of you if anybody has anything to say, whether it be via a super chat or in some other way. We will hear from some of you. And listen, I know that the vast majority of my audience is not tuning in here because they're wondering what will we learn about the respective tax policies of Trump and Biden in this debate. I mean, listen, we know the tax policies. I did a segment the other day. Here's what happens to taxes more than likely if Donald Trump wins. Here's what happens to taxes more likely if Biden wins. We are really watching to see what is going to be the performance, for lack of a better term, cognitively of these individuals. Make it simple. Dumping in the first super chat and says Obama. Is my audio low? Because I'm thinking about dumping in a little bit of audio gain on the stream in general. Let me know what people think. Travis says Saudi Arabia and Russia will rebidoot. Let's take a look. Oh, we may be getting joined here very, very shortly. Hold on a second. Let's just see. Because I think Wyatt is going to be... Oh, when am I going to be on C-SPAN? Tuesday. Oh, this is important. Tuesday morning, I will be on C-SPAN for an hour in the 9 a.m. hour alongside some right-winger. Please call in. It's going to be a call-in. Hey, Wyatt, listen. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Wyatt, are you able to hear me? Okay. We're going to be joined from the debate very, very soon. But we are standing by. Wyatt, just give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me, okay? Oh, I see Luke the Bee's Knees Beasley is here as well. When you guys are ready, give me a thumbs up or a double thumbs up. I guess that first thumbs up, I'll assume, means you can hear me. When you're actually ready to go, give me a double thumbs up, and then I'll bring you on, okay?
Let's go.
Can you hear?
Can you not?
No, I can hear, but...
Oh, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Are you guys are you ready to be on right now?
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
Okay, stand by. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get this all straightened out the right way. And... we're just going to go like this. Oh, this is great. All right, let's see if I can get these guys here.
They give us one power outlet, so we have to balance.
Oh, here we go. Gentlemen, welcome. Hey, can you both shift like 6 inches to your respective rights? Just the way I have this framed. It would be really useful. There we go. Gentlemen, welcome. We have Wyatt Wonderboy Sharp and Luke the Bee's Knees Beasley joining us from Atlanta, Georgia. First of all, are you two getting along okay?
Well, we met each other about 5 seconds ago, but yes.
Already impressed.
Okay, good. All right, excellent. So listen, we weren't sure if you would be in the spin room or outside. Clearly, we can tell that you're outside. Is the spin room crazy, or have you not been in there yet?
We will be in the spin room and join in a little bit, but our little technical setup here made it a little difficult to join together from the spin room.
But we were in there just a second ago, David, and it's actually not as crazy as I expected, but super fascinating. All the people that you sort of could predict are there. We just passed Byron Donalds, Gavin Newsom, so already making the case for their respective candidates. And as all of us have been covering, you can feel it in the room. Truly, there has not been a debate as consequential as this one in presidential politics. That would be my argument, and you can feel that in the room.
I had quite the exchange.
Sorry,
too
go
with
ahead, Wyatt. Yeah.
I was going to say I had quite the exchange with Byron Donalds. So I was at a campaign event last night covering it. It was a Trump event, and it was Byron Donalds, Wesley Hunt, and Sage Steele. And there was a bunch of kind of fiery exchanges going back and forth between a bunch of different people. And so I was asking Byron Donalds about that, and he had some, as you would expect from Byron Donalds, pretty harsh words towards the moderators of this debate. So
yeah,
I mean, it'll be interesting to see what kind of happens as it relates to that.
Has anyone you guys talked to so far mentioned anything about drugs?
Byron Donalds.
Oh, did he?
He did, yes. I mean, he was asked about it from a reporter in the press gaggle that I was in, but yeah, he didn't shy away from commenting on it and providing his opinion.
How pitiful is it that they had to shift from Biden can't put two sentences together to it's going to be such an impressive performance that we're going to have to push the idea that it's on drugs without evidence?
It's been quite a change, really quite a change. Has anyone given you any warnings or admonishments in any way about what your coverage should be, should not be? Or is it basically like you have the credentials and it's just have at it?
Well, so you would think that like you pay all this money to like get good coverage. You come here, you can like set up however you want, but there's no tripods, there's no camera stands allowed on the spin room floor. So everyone kind of has to like carry their own camera around, have like their computers out in their hands. It's a little bit messy, to be honest. But I mean, our coverage has been good in terms of being able, like most of the people in the spin room are willing to do interviews if you just go up to them and ask them. Some of them were prearranged too, but the majority of them, you just go up, ask them some questions. Sometimes they're like staffers will get in the way. They'll be like, no, don't want to do an interview. Oftentimes too, for me, when I tell them I'm from Canada, like, ooh, I don't want to do an interview on Canadian TV, specifically for the Republicans, just because they have such a bad view of Canada, but interesting nonetheless.
Well, a little backstory. Wyatt got his own credentials. I was invited to go down to Atlanta Monday, and between having a baby and having my own plans to be here and wondering how chaotic it would be, I extremely generously passed along my credential to Luke. Luke, is it so chaotic that you're regretting being down there?
The only regret is it's getting a little sticky outside. So going back indoors will be very pleasant, but otherwise it's actually way more, can you hear? Actually way more loose. And you mentioned, has any guidance been given? Zero. You can just sort of make of it what you choose to, and everyone's just sort of a free-for-all in that room. So I'm not regretting it. It's great.
Do you plan, Luke, to try to interview just random people that are hanging around as you sometimes do?
David, I'm just really quickly, I gotta go. I'll leave you with Luke. You guys can finish it off, but I'll join individually
Wyatt,
in maybe
before you
a
leave,
few minutes.
Are you 15 or 17? Because Fox said you were 15, but I thought you were 17.
I'm 15.
Oh, you are 15. Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So, all right. Fair enough. All right. Good. Glad we clarified
Awesome.
that. Okay, we'll talk to you later.
Can't even drive, and he's out here.
Yeah,
Incredible.
that's crazy. How did he? That's a good question. How did Wyatt even get there? He has no driver's license.
Who knows? But you were mentioning interviewing people outside. I've been shocked by how. I guess it makes sense because a former president and a president are both close, but
yeah,
it's locked down. So there's nobody in a really wide radius able to be interviewed. So that's not going to happen, unfortunately.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I was on the email threads, and that Luke was on, because I'm just going to mention, I think so generously gave him my credential, and people are stunned by the generosity. And it
Tears
seemed that
pouring.
it sounded like the first checkpoint is blocks from the venue, and that's only like just to get in to then be screened by security.
Exactly right. And this is just the media side. We're not at the same complex as the actual debate.
Right.
So I can't even imagine that as well. But multiple checkpoints, multiple pass checkers, and then obviously security. And so, yeah, it's locked down.
What do they, since no one, for people who don't know, CNN is only allowing other corporate networks to stream the event. So independent people like us, we're going to go up until 9, and then I'll end the stream, and then I'll come back with a review at around 10:30 p.m. Eastern. What do they expect you to do, Luke, while the debate is going on?
I've been looking forward to, and to be honest, slightly nervous about, but hopeful, regarding this debate for so long. And so it's really important to me to be able to watch it. My hope is that everyone will sort of focus on watching it during the debate. That's my assumption. But who knows? Maybe people just keep on chatting it up. I don't know.
So I'm in the spin room. They'll obviously just have a bunch of TVs where you can watch and listen if you want.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So for people who are just joining us and saying, where are they? Wyatt and Luke are in Atlanta at the presidential debate, which is scheduled to start in about 74 minutes. So listen, Luke, if there's nothing else you want to get in now, I'll let you go do your thing. And then if you guys want to rejoin us from the spin room at any point, I'll leave the Zoom open.
All right. Sounds perfect. Great chat with you.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, Luke. Good job. And we'll check in with you. All right. There we go. Let's disconnect with Luke. Wow, folks, this is explosive stuff that we have going on. So this is a really, really great thing that is happening. And it's so great to have our representatives there. And we are standing by for the debate, and so much is going on. So let me see if I can get caught up with everything that is happening here. I do want to say a quick thank you to Juan, as well as Senator Larry Craig, Sassy Tomato, Paul Horn, Jason Sickmeyer, and also three more memberships from Senator Larry Craig. People all signing up on the website, and I really, really do appreciate it. One thing I do want to mention is if you are struggling to convince others of the stakes, oh, and sorry, I see people are dumping in memberships on Twitch as well, and I want to keep track of that. If you are struggling to convince people of the stakes that we are dealing with here, one of the big reasons why this election is so consequential is Project 2025 and Trump's desire to implement it. If lest anyone think you can't get any information about Project 2025 for free, if you go to davidpakman.com/Project 2025, we've put together a free white paper, or you might call it a guide about Project 2025. It is completely and totally free. We launched this thing 48 hours ago, and I'm going to give you an exact number. 5,900 people have already downloaded this. Now, I know that when you think about, hey, we get 2.5 million views a day on YouTube, those numbers don't sound so big. It is really hard to get people to read stuff, okay? One of the things I've learned is a lot of people simply do not read. The fact that in 48 hours, and we've only just started promoting this thing, almost 6,000 people have gotten that white paper. Check it out. Send it to people that aren't understanding the importance of what's going on. I see a couple people saying, David, your microphone is off. My microphone is not off. When 99.9% of the chat can hear me, you have to consider it may be a technical error on your end rather than mine. Just, it's something to really think about, okay? Let's go to some super chats. I do want to hear from some of the other people here. Hans Joachim says, thank you from Germany. Barbara says, David, so much respect for you, capabilities and intelligence. Thank you. Chase is rooting for the turd sandwich. Maverick says, you're the best. Applejack says, has anyone felt vertigo or nausea from being in the spin room, or is the smell of BS keeping people grounded? Good question. Jacob says, this is epic. Trace says, welcome to Atlanta, gentlemen. Good to have you. Side note, Luke, it is not getting sticky. It's been sticky. We live in hot soup. Okay. HS is saying, I was hoping to catch you Wednesday at noon when you said you take calls, but I didn't see anybody. So we've basically eliminated calls from the podcast because it is the most hated segment we do. And 90% of the calls are absolute trash. I'm so sorry, but it's a reality. However, if you have been waiting for an opportunity to call in, and you know what? I think just because we are a little low on the audio level, I'm going to do just a little bit of gain on my own microphone. From what I'm seeing, is that better to everybody for people who saying I'm low? Does that help at all? Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hopefully that'll be a little better. Next week is a shortened week because of the 4th of July holiday. So if people want to call in Tuesday around 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern, I will be taking calls for the Wednesday show. And it'll be an opportunity to call in. So you can call in and confront me and do all the things that you want to do. Okay. Thanks to Tiny Sir Jen for gifting 5 Twitch subscriptions, as well as to a couple of other people that signed up there. And big thank you to Gregory Schetzer, who just signed up at joinpacman.com. Let's see what is happening on some of the other networks. So with regard to coverage, we are monitoring the PBS feed. They are doing something about something about a contemporary queer exhibit. Don't really know too much about that. A number of different streams and elements here. Over on CBS News, they're interviewing Byron Donalds. Let's listen.
Talk to black voters here. President Biden won black voters by 80% in the last election. As you see it, what kind of percentage do you think that Donald Trump could get? What are you kind of looking for in terms of success with this voter
Yeah, let's
group?
see.
I would say success is anywhere from 20 to 25%. You got to remember, you're talking 2-3 presidential cycles ago, the black vote was 90-10, 95-5. And I think it's important, not just in the black community, but in all of America, that all of our communities start to look at the policies and the impact of those policies for just their lives, for their communities, and for the nation going forward. I think especially with black men, there is movement amongst black men leaving the Democrat Party, moving to the Republican Party. In Atlanta yesterday, talked with various black men, independents, who are now leading Donald Trump, former Democrats now.
Yeah, by the way, Byron Donalds yesterday went to a black barbershop in Atlanta, and it was called a round table with Trump, but Trump was on the phone. It was so pathetic. And I have to tell you, the black folks that were sitting with Byron Donalds did not seem particularly enthralled with the things that Donald Trump was saying. So I would be very, very skeptical about Blacks for Trump, a group mostly made up of white people. Exactly. We are actually going to be doing a panel/debate hopefully soon on the show. Are black voters abandoning Democrats? And we will have folks arguing for both sides. I mean, I'll be honest. The polling is mixed on that. The polling is definitely mixed. But the idea that black voters in general are abandoning abandoning Democrats is very, very much untrue. Very much untrue. Let's look at a couple of other super chats as we stand by here and get back over to CNN, which is in a commercial. Cindy says, if and when the Trump era ends, after years of mental abuse, get ready for worldwide cases of PTSD en masse. It's PTSD, unless I don't understand the joke of PDSD. Mike Farrell says, 29-year-old ex-Trump voter here. Pacman and others opened my eyes. First-time Democrat voter. We cannot have Trump again. Look at that, folks. If anybody, lest anyone question the importance of independent media, look at Mike go. Congratulations, Mike. The dude says, David, sir, I appreciate the new Friday format. Do you think not having a crowd for Trump to feed off of a teleprompter for him to ad-lib off, will he be off his game? Thanks. I think your question is about the expected performance tonight. I don't know what to expect. I genuinely have no idea. We will all watch and see. Nathan says, Senator Larry Craig is trying to donate more memberships, but the site seems down. So I'm wondering if our website has dumped under heavy load of people trying to get memberships. Wow, the website does seem to be down. What a terrible time for it to happen. I'm going to restart the site. We'll power cycle it. It's sort of like, did you try unplugging it and plugging it back in? What a humiliating time for this to happen. But we'll see. Yeah, you know, sometimes this happens. It is a night of great, great interest as we approach this historic debate. And sometimes websites crash. You know, it does sometimes happen. Let's see here. Restart server. It really does happen to the best of us, but the website will be back up soon. Political science degree says via Super Chat, for fun, I'm starting a rumor that David Pakman can run 970 miles per hour. I love you, man. All right. Thanks to The Dude for gifting 10 memberships on YouTube. The Zenden says, those tortoiseshell spectacles slap hard, David. Dig it. Let's hope Dark Brandon shows up to pickle, tickle, diaper Don tonight. Booyah. Lilu says, I feel like Trump is going to have a hard time with having his mic muted when Biden is speaking. He likes to interrupt and intimidate. Yes, he does. David, sir, thank you for the oranges, the beginning of this stream. We have our eyes fixed on you here in Switzerland. I love that. Thank you. I'm Australian and have a degree in politics. I've never seen coverage of an American debate like this before in my country. Australian news channels are live with it right now. Good to hear. Bing, bing, missile launch, whoosh. Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I have... Do I have it here? Hold on.
He's going to represent you long and hard.
No, that's not the right one. I guess I don't have the clip I was looking for there. Okay. I believe that CNN's been in commercials endlessly. Let's see if I can just refresh the feed and we will see what is going on here. We already had Luke Beasley and Wyatt Sharp, who are in Atlanta for us. They've already joined us. And a lot going on here, and an extraordinarily consequential night is what we are expecting. The stakes very high, but not policy-based. Really, I mean, again, as I said before, we're all pretty... Oh, the website is back up, I'm being notified. We're all pretty familiar with the policy or lack thereof of these individuals. We're really waiting to see how will they relate to each other and what sort of cognitive failures may or may not take place. Rajesh says, I bet my friend $20 that Biden dominates. Well, I don't know how you will... I don't know how you will determine domination, you know? Hot Wheels says, wow, can't believe everyone was telling the truth about using YouTuber now. You might not remember me, but this is Charles from high school. Missed the times we would joke around in the boys' bathroom. Best of times. Yeah, I don't think that that's someone I went to high school with, but it's very funny. Let's see here. What else do we have? Muchas gracias por todo that you do. Thank you. What are the odds that Hannibal Lecter gets mentioned? The great Hannibal Lecter had a guest for dinner after all. My bet is Trump does not mention Hannibal Lecter today. Not the same dude as the other dude. In the spirit of the Big Lebowski, I suspect Donnie will be out of his element tonight. He may be. They'll be harping on the failure of the David Pakman Show website for years, just like with the famous Obamacare website. Yeah, exactly. No, it's back up. And a big thank you to Senator Larry Craig for donating another subscription. Seeking drinking game guidelines for the debate. I am not going to mention anything about drinking games because I feel like it's against the terms of service of every platform we are on. Will Trump get the Depends endorsement tonight? No comment. Nathan says 85% of Americans consume caffeine daily, and that's the scandal Joe Biden has found himself caught up in. No bigger scandal in history. Well said. K-Cat says, will Trump poop his pants and do the weird thing where he says mama and do that weird fake push-up thing with his arms? I think I have the Trump grunting. Hold on. Where is the grunting here?
You know, Mike did me on 60 Minutes.
There you go. Isn't that absolutely vile? Like completely and totally vile in every way that you can imagine. Completely disgusting. Big thank you to Senator Larry Craig and Andrew Powell for signing up on my website. Welcome if you're just joining us. Super chats are coming in very quickly. I'm trying to keep up with them. Savant is tuning in from Japan. Joined the site during the Republican primaries. Money well spent. I appreciate that. No bingo tonight, David, sir. I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I saw yesterday some different Biden and Trump bingo cards floating around, I guess is what I would call them. And one of them had me really cracking up, which was one in which it's one of the squares was Biden coughs into his own hand, which, you know, apropos of nothing, it is absolutely something that he sometimes does. And I found that to be quite funny. Make of it what you will. Okay, let's go here. Let's see if I can tweak. A lot of different screens here glitching. Welcome to Scott Emerson, our newest member on the website. Other super chats are coming in. How much of an impact will the debate have on voters, and will social media fuel the flames? So here's my view on the impact of this. There is asymmetrical risk tonight, because if you're Biden and you do fine, or if you're Trump and you do fine, I don't think it really changes the texture of the race significantly. If you're either candidate and you have a complete and total brain fail, I think it dumps your campaign. So it is asymmetrical risk, but additionally, if you don't appear at all, I think it looks terrible and also affects your campaign. So I sort of think like they have to show up, and Trump has to avoid foaming at the mouth or, you know, launching tonsil stones out as he's done on on videos recently. And Biden has to avoid all of the things that they're accusing Biden of potentially happening, which, you know, you use your judgment to figure out whether you think those things are likely. Peyton says, when can I get Obama as my notification tone? Obama. You can get it anytime, my friend. Anytime. David, would you consider, since you stopped doing calls on the podcast, doing a show like the bonus show to take calls from the audience? Listen, we're taking calls Tuesday between 4 and 5. Okay, so I don't know about would I consider doing XYZ permanently, but if you want to call in, you'll have an opportunity. Andrew says, big fan, David. Can I get a Troth Central? I don't know. Where is my Troth Central? Is it under glitches? Here it is.
Troth Central.
There it is. In the true spirit of the Big Lebowski, Biden's poll numbers would go through the roof. If he says one time, shut the F up, Donnie, that might leave Trump speechless if anything could. It's not the craziest number. Sir, do you remember your IBM number from Circuit City? 163-547, store 1689 here. I do. This is so wild. When I was 16, I worked at Circuit City. We all had an employee ID number. Mine was 15696, and my 2-digit to log in for non-password protected screens, I would always get it changed to DP. The first of the month, all of our 2 digits would change, and I would run to my manager and I would say, sir, please, with tears in my eyes, change my 2-digit back to DP so I can get in easily. But 15696 was my Circuit City employee ID number. Very, very, very important stuff. Thanks to Jim for gifting 5 more subscriptions on YouTube. I appreciate that. And also thanks to everyone over on Twitch, where things are going absolutely wild. People have asked me what is happening with regard to my relationship with Stephen Kenneth Destiny Bennell II. And I will be appearing on not one, but multiple shows with Stephen Kenneth Destiny Bennell II. In the first half of July, I will be braving the weather in Miami, and it's all going to be happening. I'll be on multiple shows, and I'm very, very much looking forward to it. Not the tonsil stones, says Lady DRZN. Yes, Trump either launched spit or a tonsil stone during a video recently. Really weird. Thanks to Elizabeth Glupker, as well as Mart Fillion, for signing up at joinpacman.com. So great to see you guys as well. And if you're just coming by here and you're wondering, where will I watch the conventions, or where will I watch the next debate, or whatever, you can watch it here, okay? So make sure before you head out or head in or whatever you're doing, hit that subscribe button and enter the ranks of David Pakman Show YouTube lore. And by the way, while you are here, look at these new pictures we have. Consider grabbing a membership at joinpakman.com, the #1 way to support the work we do. And we do have this coupon code, SaveDemocracy24. Listen, this is not the 2012 election. Anyone who knows me knows that I limit the hyperbole on this show. I did not tell a single one of you that the 2012 election was the most important election of our time, because it wasn't. Obama was better than Romney, and I voted for Obama, and we are better off for it. But it was not the most important election of my lifetime or for the country. This is a very different situation where the path of democracy depends on this one. And that's why the coupon code is Save Democracy. Oh, whoops, wait, was that spelled right? Yeah, Save Democracy 24. And I want to say thanks to Alex Ross, as well as Lisa Burr and Senator Larry Craig for signing up. You can also gift subscriptions. If you want a free subscription, go to davidpakman.com/free subscription, and you can request one. Let's take a listen to what's happening here.
It's pretty close, but Donald Trump ahead of Joe Biden, and this has been pretty static and pretty consistent. Trump in recent days has inched it up just a little bit. So the incumbent president walks on that stage tonight a little bit behind, close though, in the national polls. But that's not how elections are won, presidential elections are won. If you do a state-by-state battleground look right now at the polling, I've been doing a lot of traveling. I can tell you anecdotally, it backs up that polling. Donald Trump, not huge leads, but he's ahead in Pennsylvania. He's ahead a little bit in Michigan. He's ahead a little bit in Wisconsin. He's ahead here in Georgia. He's ahead a little bit in Arizona, and he's ahead a little bit in Nevada. Now, again, some of these polls are too.
So listen, here's the deal. To set in a week, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, in 4 weeks, we are all going to want to ask the question, what effect did this debate have on the election? Right now, in the Real Clear Politics average, it's Trump plus 1.5. So we're just setting like the baseline. Where will we be in a month? Right now, before the debate, it's Real Clear Politics average Trump plus 1.5 nationally. And the 538 forecast has it quite literally 50-50. So unless they changed it in the last few hours. Let me just take a look. 2024 forecast. Let's see where they're at. 538, 2024 forecast. Is it still 50-50? Now it's Biden 50, Trump 49, and 1% chance of a tie. Listen, so basically it's 50-50 in the 538 forecast, and Real Clear Politics, it's plus 1.5, okay, for Trump. So this is before the debate, and we'll see where we land some period of time from now. Other super chats. Dryamia says, when candidates start talking to an imaginary audience, whenever Hunter Biden is mentioned, when either candidate tries to talk into a muted mic, right? Those things may happen. I think Trump is going to wander around the stage when Biden is speaking to distract and interrupt. What do you think? Yeah, I actually said that in my video about the muting today, which is, I don't think Trump's going to wander around, but if Trump can lean just a little closer to Biden, he will be much more easily picked up by Biden's mic, and I think he might certainly try that. We need tonsil stone projection on a bingo card or Cards Against Humanity. I agree. Way too damn close for comfort. 51% chance we retain democracy. I love the debate where Mario comes to visit and he says, "Señora, when two men grab me." Okay, I'm moving on. Tom says, Circuit City was my first payroll job as a teen. I left and the GM stole $6,000 from the vault and Circuit City went out of business 2 months later. Guitar Hero was set up for demos in my store. What about you? We didn't have Guitar Hero that I can remember, that's for sure. Can't wait for tonight. You always do a great job. Thank you so much, Ann. Appreciate that. That's Antifa. I want to say thank you to Mr. Jablomi. I'm not going to say the full name because they're trying to trick me. Mr. Jablomi is a new website member. Cole Solari and Stephen Scott have all signed up on the website. Really very much appreciate it as we stand by for what is certain to be an explosive debate. Let's see if we have any interviews or anything from on the ground in Atlanta. I don't know that we are really getting stuff from on the ground. Interview with Raphael Warnock. A lot of kind of nonsense. Let's see what Eric Trump is saying about Trump's mood.
And again, I think my father's going to have an amazing night. He's totally in the mood. He's totally in the zone. And, he came off that plane looking...
We know when Trump's not in the mood, it's very, very tough.
Good, huh? I can tell. I think that's a look that only maybe a son can truly see. He came off looking strong, and, he's going to do great tonight.
What was that look? You said you've seen that before. When else have you seen that look?
Well, during a lot of debates, to tell you the truth, and the last State of the Unions where he just had a certain glow, and he came off that plane tonight. I go,
the glow is that he paints his face orange. That's not anything else.
No, he's in the zone. He's going to do great. So
that's great.
And listen, the entire country is rooting for him, Jesse. The entire country understands the sham that we have right now. This nation is behind him. This nation loves him, and I think you're going to have record viewership tonight. They want to see the best for this nation. They want to see the best for our flag.
All right. So there is Eric Trump saying a bunch of different things. Really, really kind of weird stuff. I don't know how many of you guys know, but Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is debating himself tonight. And I guess John Stossel is moderating it or something. It's kind of weird. It's all kind of getting sad and desperate, to be honest. I did a segment about it, but he's going to debate himself. If you're curious how RFK would answer the questions, that's certainly something that you can tune in on. And I'm being sort of sarcastic, but I mean, it's like you can do it. If you want to see that, it's certainly available. Okay, I guess that's where I will leave it in order to avoid any more controversy. Who remembers Uncharged Pickles? I missed the Pac-Man live streams. Glad to be here. Well, listen, I will be streaming the RNC in a couple of weeks. Then I will go on vacation, and then I will come back and I will stream the DNC, and then I will stream the September presidential debate. So there's a lot that is coming up here. Sharon says it's going to be a strange night. Thanks for being here for us. Yeah, so a lot of people are concerned about copyright takedowns. I'm not streaming the actual debate. At night, CNN has said directly, we are not allowing independent content creators, specifically like me, to stream. It's disgusting. I believe these debates should be public services. Normally, when the Commission on Presidential Debates organizes them, they are in the public domain. There's one pool feed. C-SPAN, CNN, Fox News, PBS, NBC, everybody runs the same pool feed. We can run it. There's no issue. Okay? Because CNN, Trump said, I'm not doing it with the commission because they have biased people. But then, he's been saying that CNN's biased too, so none of it makes sense. Anyway, CNN's not letting us stream it. I could do it. They'd probably take me down within 5 minutes and give me a copyright strike. It's not worth it. So we'll be here till 9 p.m. And then I'm going to do an immediate reaction video, which will go up around the end of the debate, close, as quickly as I can put the video together. And that's what it's going to be. And hopefully people will be interested in that, in the reaction video, which will be, listen, depending on what happens, it could be compelling stuff. Other super chats. Tom says, I truly have a feeling Biden wins by a blowout. I will lose total faith in American democracy if Cenk turns out to be right, and Biden was the only Democrat candidate that could lose to Trump. Let's have the election, okay? Before we declare anything dead. Let's actually have the election. That's my view on this. Presidential debates should be public domain, says Bayphoto. CNN can host, but they should not be allowed to DMCA. It's that simple. I happen to agree with you. Unfortunately, I'm not in control. Camus says Obama.
Obama.
Am I too loud now? Is that an issue? Am I clipping right now? Do I think the Supreme Court will cost the GOP in 2024? No. Not an issue? Okay, good. I appreciate that. I want to say a big thank you to Marie Green, Senator Larry Craig, Jason Lawrence, and Mart Fillion for the subscriptions on my website. Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat dua. Yeah, I wish I had that here on my soundboard. I just don't have it right now. I just don't have it on my soundboard, unfortunately. Let's go to, I did want to see, let's see what sort of other coverage is happening here. PBS, very, very strongly covering everything. CBS News, let's see what they have going on.
Almost like he believes he was born to debate.
Nora, I had a little bit of fun here in the spin room about an hour ago. I went around to some Trump allies and advisors, and I said, well, how's debate prep going? And they, to a T, kept saying, well, former President Trump does not prep for debates. They're sensitive about it because, to your point, former President Trump likes to cast himself as someone who's a public figure for 50 years with all of his business experience going back to the 1970s, and he's not someone who likes to act like he's ever prepping, but he is prepping for this debate. He's had informal policy conversations with senators, a lot of talk about his age, but it's really about his temperament more than his positions. That's what a lot of the...
Hilariously, it doesn't really matter one way or the other, the whole policy thing, because there's going to be, this is really a referendum on dementia, which is a crazy thing to say.
President Trump is sort of stringing along the three men that we all think one of them will eventually be chosen to be his running mate. He's bringing them here to the debate. There's been some reporting that some of them are helping him with actual prep. Why is he doing all this?
Well, Jen just talked about how the performance during the debate matters.
Oh, here's Hogan Gidley. I was recently on Megyn Kelly's show with this guy.
Matters to Donald Trump. He used to run a show, you may have heard of it, called The Apprentice, where he likes to test people and see how they can handle what he wants them to do. Look, a lot of things that Donald Trump's going to want out of a VP, of course, carrying along
the only thing Trump wants out of a VP is that they're essentially a doormat that will never question anything he says, period. That's what Trump wants out of a VP. And that's why, in part, he wouldn't choose someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene, because she would get too much attention. She wouldn't be a doormat. And that... So that's really the most important aspect to this entire thing. You can't question Trump ever. Thanks to That Crazy Guy Live for the Twitch Prime subscription. Great to see people on Twitch. It's been a while, but we are back. And I think it is going to be a very interesting couple of months. Hopefully not an anti-democratic conclusion to all of this. What's my over-under on Biden winning? Listen, any prediction at this point, other than it'll probably be fewer than 500,000 votes in 3 to 5 states, is not based in the math. The math and the polling and the data suggests it'll be under 500,000 votes in 3 to 5 states that decide this election, period, end of story. Could it be a Biden blowout because Trump has humiliated and debased himself significantly since losing in 2020? Yes, it could be a Biden blowout. Would I be counting on that in any way? No, I certainly would not. Will Biden drop the felony comment once in a big moment or say it nonstop? If Hunter comes up, Biden should say, I'll bet he gets the top bunk your cell. I do expect Biden to mention the term convicted felon at least once. I do think so. Let's see what else we've got here. Clips from CNN explaining how the debate will work would be worth showing the audience. Yep, that was on our show earlier today. Hopefully, Trump's conviction lowers his poll numbers. It doesn't seem to have had a significant effect so far. Dark Brandon says, have you seen the cartoons I made of you? Not that I'm aware of, no. What else do we have here? Okay, I think we got most of those there. Excellent. Where will we go next with regard to the campaign, like basically between now and the convention? Well, the DNC starts in a few weeks, and then we've got the 4th of July holiday and not long weekend. So I think it's basically, this is the biggest event, and then it will be the convention at which, you know, if Trump isn't incarcerated on July 11th at his sentencing, which he's not going to be, even if he were assigned jail time, he would appeal and he would be free pending appeal. So the next big thing will be the RNC, at which Trump will be made officially the Republican nominee. So that'll be a big deal. Holly says, I still hate the Electoral College. Yeah, I'm for a national popular vote myself. How about covering the debate minus the visuals and viewers can find their own stream? The experience wouldn't be good. You know, I'd lose 90% of the audience. We'll all kind of watch on our own and then reconvene here afterwards. I think it's the best way to do it. Thanks to Teresa Craig and Johnny Minogue for the subscriptions at joinpacman.com. Appreciate that, you. Appreciate that from you. Minnesota Loon says Project 2025 and Donald Trump will turn the U.S. into Gilead. Yeah, listen, I know I said this earlier. I'll say it again. If you don't yet understand the stakes with Project 2025, get my free guide to Project 2025 at davidpakman.com/Project 2025. Here it is. It's totally free. I'm selling you nothing other than a good time. davidpakman.com/Project 2025. If anyone you know doesn't understand the dangers of Project 2025, send it to them. Send it to them. Christopher says, sad I can't watch your commentary live. Why not stream your commentary without the feed so we can watch your commentary on our phones while watching the debate? It would be unsynced and I would lose 90% of the audience. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. That's kind of the bottom line. Let me refresh the CNN feed. People have told me it's very, very much delayed. And that is absolutely true. It was delayed by 7 minutes, bizarrely. And here we are back. Let's take a listen.
YouTube or social media, TikTok, and that a lot of the times these clips can be unflattering, particularly as we've seen the former president, Donald Trump, and his allies try to paint the president as feeble and senile. And they believe that tonight is going to be one of their best opportunities yet to try to shatter some of those impressions. They want to reach voters who wouldn't typically tune in to a full speech or an event featuring the president. And they believe that many Americans are going to want to tune in to most, if not all, of the 90 minutes of the debate tonight. And the hope for the Biden campaign is that at the end of the night, many voters will have seen what aides insist is a vigorous 81-year-old man who is fully capable of carrying out the intense duties that come with the presidency. And Anderson, we have been reporting all week on what has been going on at Camp David on the debate preparations. They have been refining their message, refining their vision, going through the mock debates and really preparing for every version of Donald Trump that could come to the debate stage tonight.
Let's hope he's prepared. We will find out very soon. Jody with a 50 British pound. That's pounds sterling. Is that quid? Does anybody know whether we're dealing in quid here or stone? What are we or pence? Man, I don't know what we're doing here with these British pounds. Anyway, Jody says, I've been waiting for this for months. It's 1:20 in the UK. Let's listen to what Gavin Newsom has to say.
It's emerging reporting about something that may not seem important, but is, and it's the handshake. It's when they both walk out. And do you shake or do you not shake? And apparently he's considering not shaking Trump's hand.
Yeah.
Trump's also considering. Or is it a mistake if they don't?
I like people shaking hands. I like civility. We're all, at the end of the day, we all want to be loved. We all need to be loved. We want to be protected, connected, respected. There's humanity here. There's also respect. President of the United States, I think Trump should shake Biden's hand.
And Biden should.
I'd like to, but look, if we're getting into this nitty gritty, we've run out of punditry pre-debate.
Well, I mean, but we know the optics matter. And part of the reason they matter, Governor, is because so many people are watching just for what MJ Lee's saying. They want to see that the President of the United States is of sound mind, that he isn't feeble, that
I also want to see
people are
someone
watching for that.
Yeah, and look, you want someone who's also confident, walks in. President Biden is confident. He's got a record, and he's got a vision for the future. So walking in confidently, shaking a hand, I think our kids are watching as well. I prefer a world like that. That's personal. That's not me talking on behalf of the kid.
Okay, but you have spent time with him. You and I were just talking. I was with him in Wisconsin weeks ago, but you were with him last week in LA at that rally where that video went viral, where President Obama, kind of took his arm and took him off the stage. So you were there.
Yeah, it's the weaponization of these clips. It was ridiculous.
That's
I
not
was
what
with
happened?
him for hours and hours on the photo line with President Obama. He had just flown back from the G7. He had a stopover, barely slept. No one could have kept that schedule. He did a wonderful job in private with all the donors, with surrogates, did an amazing job on stage. As I said, I was 4 feet away. That was ridiculous. And it goes to the weaponization of the moment and the situational nature of politics at this moment. But I get it. Those things matter. We've got to confront those. We've got to be aggressive in that response. Tonight's that opportunity.
All right. So
I know a ton of people hate Gavin Newsom. I think he's excellent from an optics standpoint. And I'm not, I'm not even thinking about 2028 yet. But we need someone as aggressive as Newsom. That I can tell you for sure.
I had concern about an imminent attack in at least one of those cities.
That's right.
How does the president defend that?
Well, I'm the governor of the largest border state in America, which has the largest land port in the Western Hemisphere. This is not an issue that intellectually I'm curious about. It's one we live every single day. I put the National Guard down at the border. I've been an advocate for the bipartisan border deal that President Biden negotiated that was advanced, that included, by the way, interestingly, $650 million the border wall, 4,300 asylum officers, 1,500 Border Patrol members, as well as 10,000 new detention beds, and Trump killed it. And his surrogates killed it. Speaker Johnson killed it. They had the opportunity to address it. So Biden did what he needed to do with the EO, and it's already proven to create results. But we need something more than just border reform. We need comprehensive immigration reform.
All right. So, but on this front, I mean, I just had these Tajik nationals again.
Yeah.
And the FBI had actually wanted to monitor them and figure out what their networks were. They weren't able to do that because they were so worried that there was an imminent attack. That's
more super chats continue to come in. Michael says, miss the live streams, David. Good to see you. Well, good to see you. Great to see you, in fact. John says, spend Mike Pence. Right. Here is 5 quid, mate. Love the show. Keep up the good work. Appreciate it. 37,000 Palestinians dead by U.S. weapons paid by Americans. Biden 24. There's a sane and rational voice. Proud Caucasoid reporting. Welcome. Great to see you. David, sir, what do you think the chances are Trump threatens to imprison Joe tonight? 50-50. I think there's a chance. Definitely. Thanks, TechMed, for the super chat. Very much appreciate it. The Caucasoids are here. Great to see you. Anthony Camarada, thank you so much for the Twitch, for the website membership. Great to see you as well. And yes, come on in, everybody. A bunch of new people flooding in. It is debate night in America. 35 minutes to go until this debate starts. The debate will be at 9 p.m. East Coast time, 6 p.m. West Coast time. It will run for 90 minutes. We are not allowed to stream this thanks to CNN. I think it is an absolute atrocity what they have done with regard to copyright and saying independent creators are not allowed to stream. From what I understand, they will be issuing rapid takedowns to anyone streaming this on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. We have decided it's just not worth the risk. Imagine I say I'm going to do it, and at 9:04 they take me down and give me a strike. What's the point? It's shameful. It is absolutely shameful and disgusting. And the things we can do to fight back on it are email CNN. I mean, I don't know, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. We're at 2.203 million subscribers. Help us push that number up and beyond. Hilariously, we had our best days on YouTube in years this week, including some days on which we had 2.7 million views in a single day, which is better than most CNN shows do in their original live broadcast. I mean, it's really a wild, wild thing to consider. I mean, listen, so I think they know that we're coming for them if they, aren't careful, and they're saying absolutely no creator streaming. So it's really a shame. What would you consider a win for Biden? What would you consider a win for Trump? Listen, the bars have been set so low with regard to the cognitive decline and diaper soiling and all of it. I think just getting through it without any humiliating moments and getting to the other side and then staying in the race and not being absolutely decimated by some kind of major cognitive failure is essentially a win, given what everybody is watching to see, do they survive this thing? It's not about, what will your education policy be? It's hilarious to think that they would even go into detail about that, given the format that there is. So it's an unfortunate state of affairs. SETI with a 1,000 Argentinian peso super chat. As many of you know, I was born in Argentina. With hyperinflation, 1,000 pesos must be about $1. It's $1.10. Yes. SETI says, saludos, Sebastián de Miami, ahora viviendo en Buenos Aires. Oh, okay. So it's Sebastian from Miami now living in Buenos Aires. I hope to get down there soon, you know, with a baby and the dengue outbreak. Our pediatrician said I would not really recommend that right now. So we're holding on it. We're holding on it for now. David, missed calling in, but love the Friday show without the live calls. Keep it up. Thanks, Johnny. Hope to hear your thoughts after the debate. Wish we could watch with you. Thanks for being amazing. Hope you have a nice cocktail with you for this debate. I was actually at a beer garden earlier, and I was drinking very, very heavily. No, I'm kidding. You know, some of you may or may not know this, but there's an ongoing thing where every couple of years, someone will very seriously write in and either say that they can tell because they know that I'm drunk during the show, or they can tell because they know that I'm on a variety of drugs. And of course, none of it is true, but it's really funny that over the many years, once every 18 months or so, someone will suggest that. Some chess GMs were talking about you today. Oh, tell me more about that. Bishop Stars on Twitch says that some grandmasters were talking about me. Anybody know who or on what stream? That sounds very interesting. Was it Hikaru? I keep in touch with Hikaru here and there. Interestingly enough, I'm not on any Mountain Dew right now, by the way. I've had no Mountain Dew at all, at all. Botes Live commentators David Pruss and Kostia. I've never heard of those folks. What were they saying, Bishop? Were they talking about the strength and wisdom of the live streams? Hikaru and Magnus, someone else says. I don't think that's who it was. They said you play chess now. Oh, huh. Interesting. If anybody can get me a clip, please email it to info@davidpakman.com, info@davidpakman.com, and we'll play it on stream. If anybody can get that out here. Would you consider a TikTok live during the debate? No, what I'm going to do during the debate is watch it and prepare an analysis video, which I will immediately record at the end of the debate and upload. Okay, so please watch that around 10:30 Eastern. I demand a drug test of David. Interesting. Are you keeping the stream going throughout the debate? No. It's just all these other scenarios where I like talk over a silent debate and people watch on another thing. It's just, I'll lose almost all of the audience. I will lose almost all of the, it's just not worth it. Do you think the moderators will ask about Project 2025? No, because I think the question would probably go nowhere. That's my sense. David, did you say you were going to be on C-SPAN? Yes. So here's another opportunity for you to call in. Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, 9 a.m., I will be on C-SPAN along some right-wing radio guy for an hour. It's going to be that, I think they call it Washington Journal, where people call in on the Democrats line, on the Independents line, etc. You can call in to C-SPAN. Please do it. Okay, please do it. I would love to hear from some of the more articulate members of my audience. I think it would be a really, really great thing. That'll be Tuesday. I'm going to say it one more time. Tuesday at 9 a.m. If you email, I won't have any additional information. Destiny has had some strange moments recently. I'm interested to see you talk to him. Yeah, I don't even know. You know, we'll talk. I'm not going to go in with some list of things that have happened. I'll just go in and, you know, he's hosting the shows. So I heard David was drunk, so I'm cracking a beer. Oh, boy. Agenda Free TV said CNN told him you can stream the debate, but you can't talk over it. That is not what we were told. That is not at all what we were told. Let's see what else we have here. Big thank you to Senator Larry Craig for donating another subscription. If you're wondering how could I support the work that you do, the best way, and I invite you to do it now, is to grab a membership on my website, joinpakman.com, and I will shout you out. You can use the coupon code above my head, SaveDemocracy24, to get yourself a discount. Very, very strong discount. I will donate my quarterly bonus to Biden if he tells Trumpster to just shut up, man. We'll see if he does. David, sir, thanks for the stream. Please bring back mangoes. I just had a mango. You know, in the summer now, we have these great little yellow mangoes. I forget what they're called, but they're very, very good. Let's listen.
Is here in Atlanta for tonight's debate. Nothing unusual about that. Spouses traditionally attend big debates. Tonight, that tradition is being broken by the former First Lady. CNN's Kristen Holmes is back with new reporting on that. What have you heard, Kristen?
I can see it up there. Yeah, Anderson, when Donald Trump takes the stage today, notably missing nearby to give him support will be former First Lady Melania Trump. Now, there have been a lot of speculation about whether or not she would attend this debate, particularly given just how critical this moment is for the campaign.
She doesn't
The campaign
care.
itself was really cagey about answering questions about whether or not she would be here. But as we saw, when Donald Trump's plane landed here from Florida, he got out of the plane with a slew of different advisors, but no Melania Trump. Now, there's some reasons why this isn't that surprising. Just remember, since he launched his presidential campaign 2 years ago, she's attended only one actual campaign public event, and that was the launching of his third presidential bid at her Mar-a-Lago home. And while his advisors and aides insisted...
Listen, bottom line, going to the debate wasn't part of the renegotiated prenup. That's it. That's the explanation. DW says via Super Chat, true or false? Donald Trump is currently being squeezed into his girdle using lard by Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert. Love ya. I would bet that that's not exactly what's going on right now. Thanks to Luna Kark and Sandra Jones for signing up at joinpacman.com. Really appreciate you, and so great to see all of you here. Also, thanks to Lung Fleas and NVSG for the Twitch Prime subscriptions. What am I reading right now? Great question. I'm reading Next by Michael Crichton. It's really kind of an easy page turner, very entertaining. Let's listen to this focus group.
Michigan, right outside of Detroit. This is a critical district, a critical county. Remember, Michigan more broadly went to Trump in 2016. It was flipped by Biden in 2020. But this particular county went overwhelmingly for Trump later on. And so now this is what you're talking about. A group of people here who are undecided. It's pretty evenly split. Those who are leaning towards Biden, those leaning towards Trump, but largely undecided about what they're going to do. This is the audience that these two candidates want to be speaking to. Those who could be persuaded, those who could change their minds. It's all right here. And they're going to have the opportunity to tell you how they're feeling. At the end of the debate, we're going to be asking them what they thought throughout the debate. We're going to capture on this device I'm holding in my hand.
Oh, boy.
Each of them has it in their hands as well. When they have an agreement with something that's being said, they're going to dial it to the right. If they disagree, to the left. It'll be tracked over the course of the debate, and we're going to have line graphing to show you per identification of the party they're leaning towards, how they're actually seeing these issues. This is so critical. This is so consequential. I've had a chance to talk to a number of them, and it runs the gamut.
All right, guys, we are going to go live back to Wyatt Sharp here because he is in the spin room, and he has Robert Garcia from what he's telling me. Let's see if we can go. Hey, Wyatt, you're on the air, my friend.
Thank you. All right, here we go. It's going to be kind of a messy setup here. Here, hold on.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I can say, yeah. Okay. Good to see you. All right. So talk to you after. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Sharp's network bandwidth is low. That's not good. That is not good.
Okay.
This is live with David Pakman. He's an online progressive show host. Obviously, you're working with the Biden campaign. What does President Biden have to do tonight to have a good night?
Well, I think President Biden, first of all, is going to do a contrast. I think that's the most important thing. We're going to contrast a president that's a good man, who's supportive of all communities, who supports women, the rights of LGBTQ plus people, who has who's put an infrastructure plan that people actually can see changing their communities, versus a convicted criminal, felon, traitor, and con man. Donald Trump is an embarrassment to this country. He led an attack on our Capitol, and we're going to make that contrast tonight.
So how does President Biden bring that up in the debate tonight in an effective way that will still kind of be able to not alienate people who are currently supporting Donald Trump?
I mean, look, I think that Joe Biden needs to focus tonight on his record, which is progressive, which is positive, and that's what he's going to do. But he's not going to allow Donald Trump to get away with lies and attacking our communities. And so, look, Joe Biden is a fighter. He's been a kind of scrappy fighter his whole life. And I think you're going to see that Joe Biden tonight. And it's up to all of us across this country to remind people that Donald Trump is a liar does not tell the truth, and he's only in it for himself and his billionaire friends.
And just lastly here, what's kind of your message to those 10% of Americans who are still independent, undecided, going into November? Obviously, it's an earlier debate, but what would you tell them?
What I would say is that folks should remember that there is an absolute choice. And we don't have to always agree on every single thing a president might implement or might do. But we have to remember that we have a binary choice. You're either going to vote for Joe Biden or you're going to vote for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a criminal who hates this country. If you have friends from communities of color, you respect women, if you have gay friends, if you believe that gay people should have equal rights, then you need to vote for Joe Biden. And Donald Trump is a danger to democracy. I think that's what we need.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Awesome. All right. Thank you.
All right. Wow. Big time stuff happening there, Wyatt. Wyatt, can you hear me?
Indeed, yeah. I mean, I'll show you around Laura Trump a moment ago. I mean, it's quite interesting. I can, yes. You got me?
Oh, okay, good. There was just a little slight oh, and he's gone. All right. We just lost him. That's too bad. Man, you know, it's crazy. It's the biggest event of who the hell knows how long, and they can't get Wyatt good internet down there. I mean, it's just it's really wild the way that these things happen, and it's all so haphazard. Let's check in with, okay, so listen, a lot of people are saying in chat, you know, David, a ton of people are planning to stream this. Did CNN tell you can't? Yes, CNN told me we can't, and CNN told Brian Tyler Cohen that he can't. So I don't know what to say about these other streamers. The reality is, if you are a smaller streamer, you probably will get away with it because I don't know that CNN is probably going to pay attention by number of subscribers, to be totally honest. So, I don't know. But that is in fact what I was told. And I think I just texted Brian, but I think he's live just to see what he thinks, if he's heard anything different. Thanks to Tammy Goss, Eddie Geik, Mart Fillion, Stephen Golfini, and Patricia Keon for the website subscriptions at joinpacman.com. So appreciate everybody who's been here. Let's look at some of the other super chats coming in. What are the chances Trump walks off stage mid-debate? Seems like he's been hinting at it. I would be shocked if Trump did that. I really would. I would be shocked. Let's see what Chris Wallace has to say.
We just had Donald Trump on trial and convicted for paying hush money to a porn star at a time when Melania had just had their baby Barron. So I'm not sure that connubial bliss on the debate stage is something that is going to sell very well at this point anyway. I just don't think it matters.
You think audience people don't even expect it?
I want to write down the word connubial. That was like,
yeah, no one in the audience is like, I'm not going to vote Trump because Melania's not here. It's just, she's not going to be anywhere anytime soon. That's for sure. Thanks to Monty Un for gifting 20 subscriptions on Twitch. One of our viewers just sent me a cartoon that he did involving me. I've never seen this before. Let's listen to it and see if this is interesting.
You're not saying that the DOJ would ever give permission to use deadly force when they're invading a former
when
president.
They're going through Melania's underwear drawers?
That would never happen.
Right-wingers Tucker Carlson and Patrick Bet-David are continuing the completely bogus story that Joe Biden had a plan to kill. Hey, is this show better as a cartoon? My show should actually be a cartoon, I think. Donald Trump, through use of force when Mar-a-Lago was searched as part of the documents case. They are continuing this as if this is a real story. So I'm going to play this for you. I feel like I need to give you just a reminder what this is all about. Right. One of the documents that was part of the search warrant against Trump's Mar-a-Lago was a generic FBI use of force. I mean, I think that now with AI tools, we're not going to watch the whole thing, but now with AI tools, it would be funny to make it be original content, right? So I think that there's something that would be interesting for it to be not just taking something from the show, but okay. So that's Carlos Danger on YouTube, okay, for people who want to look at the entire thing. Carlos Danger on YouTube. Let's see here. I'm hearing from Brian. Let's see here. Yeah, as far as he knows, nothing's changed, and he's not going to stream. Listen, on the left, it's the Young Turks, Brian Tyler Cohen and David Pakman. Brian Tyler Cohen and David Pakman have been told, do not stream this. So, we're being told very, very directly not to do it. So I think that's the safe thing to do. All right. It seems like more and more people believe Vivek will be Trump's VP. Have you seen anything to make you believe that? Nope. In fact, we just did a long form piece earlier this week, and I do not believe that Vivek will be the VP. Okay, I already answered that one. Didn't I miss some other one here? Maybe not. I'd be one to leave if you stream the debate. I plan to watch and listen to what the two old guys have planned. Okay. Yeah. CNN told us not to stream it, so I'm not going to do it. It's just not worth the risk. It's just not worth the risk. Okay. Let's take a listen to the coverage here.
And I wonder, I think there are probably a lot of parents out there who look at that and say, if you had the power to do that, how could you not? So I think that the dynamics there are very layered. I think the Trump question is also one that, pulls, I think, pulls the country into focus in that we are, and I think that big picture, we maybe have not just said this as directly as we should. We are incredibly divided as a country, more than we probably have been you have to go back to, I think, the 1960s probably to find a moment that is as tense as this one, even though this race has sort of been at this status quo. The volatility that is underneath the surface is just so intense. And this question of pardons and what may or may not happen to Donald Trump is a question about the country and our divisions and our potential unity. And that is a very, very complicated thing to weigh.
And all that on display tonight. And just a quick note, we do have some video just in of the presidential motorcade arriving here at CNN headquarters.
Very, very interesting. Let's listen to a couple voicemails that have come in about the debate in the last few minutes.
Hey, David, going into this debate, I've been thinking, isn't it strange that the Secret Service would even consider letting Biden be in the same room as a convicted felon? I feel like that goes against everything the Secret Service is supposed to do, but I guess in this case, the truth is stranger than fiction. Just food for thought. Thanks, Dave.
All right.
David, sir, listen. Project 2025 will never take effect.
All right. I'm kind of bored of the troll man. I think we're going to move on here.
Hey, Dave. I don't think it's CNN that's going to shut your stream down. I think it's the class action lawsuit against all machines that Pillow is going through with. That's my thought.
Yeah. Here's another idea. David, why won't you just say it's live on YouTube on major channels? Stream it yourself in Discord if you need people to watch it with you. Yeah, listen, guys, you can watch the debate however you want. I don't know that I need to tell people how to watch it, but man, this is becoming a big topic here. Will something happen via domestic terrorism tonight? I hope not. Can you stream live with just your reactions while watching CNN in another window? I could. I would lose 90% of my audience. There's really no point in doing that. Thanks for playing the animation I made, David. You can find my cartoons at Dark Brandon. All right. Very good. How many NATO questions do you expect? One. I expect one NATO question. Hard to imagine that there's going to be too much more than that. Senator Larry Craig and Patrick Saker, thank you so much for signing up on my website, joinpacman.com. Instead of all of this speculation about cognitive decline, shouldn't that mean we are talking about cabinet picks? Well, certainly we are talking about VP and teams, as we have been doing on the show extensively. And as I've said before, if they're both demented, I'd rather the team around Biden making decisions rather than the team around Trump. Dementia being equal, for lack of a better term. Let's see what else we have as far as the debate goes. Really nothing else relevant that I want to play right now. And we're getting very close to the debate here anyway. Yeah, 15, not even 15, 12 minutes. Thanks, Deepak. Good luck, world. This time Shirley is really effing serious. Hey, by the way, I see a lot of comments and people talking about Mike Lindell, Mike Pillow. I don't want to like say too much because these things sometimes get canceled when people wise up. We have tentatively scheduled a debate or a panel on the show with Mike Lindell opposite one of the individuals who was actually paid to find the voter fraud and couldn't, like an actual cyber guy, for lack of a better term, and Mike Pillow. They've both agreed to it. I can't guarantee it will happen. Until we film it, I don't know. It is going to be absolutely nuts. I can only expect. A true cyber guy, and both of them will be joining me cyberly, as I like to say. So that's upcoming, and I think it will be really good, assuming that it happens. Pretty bold wearing just the plain white tee recently, sir. Yeah, you know, the other day. So I've been really looking for like the perfect t-shirt. And sometimes it's sort of like, you know, is there even such a thing as the perfect t-shirt? And I've been trying a lot of t-shirts. I'm not going to mention what t-shirt right now is my top t-shirt because they're not a sponsor and I don't want it to seem like it is. And, you know, it's just a t-shirt. Okay. But I found a brand that makes basic white, black, other t-shirts. It's a fantastic brand. It's working really, really well. And so, you know, it's hot out. We've been looking at the t-shirt look.
Years ago, their roles, incumbent and challenger, are reversed. Back with the team here. Van, even though, I mean, both these men have debated before, you say we're going to learn something new about them tonight.
Well, we will finally understand something. We've kind of been batting back and forth. You know, with Biden, the question is, we're going to learn how much have his debating skills declined. Maybe they haven't declined at all. We're assuming that they have. So that's going to be important. We're going to learn about that. And with Trump, we're going to learn how much has his maturity as a debater improved. We've seen him do crazy stuff as a debater. We've seen him do somewhat smarter. But we're not the only people that care about this. I just want to point that out. The whole world is watching tonight. It's not just about...
The audio is sounding bizarre. Anybody else noticing that there's like a weird... Something strange is definitely going on there. Really, really odd. Danny says, sir, are you aware Ethan Klein is a fan of yours? Would be cool to see you two collaborate in some way. I am aware. Ethan and I, we sometimes go private. We will exchange private messages. I've told him I would love to appear with you and do something, but it has not come together yet. What if Biden came out sporting aviator sunglasses? That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. Who would be the best moderator in your opinion, David? The best moderator. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. I'm not sure who it would be. I think Trump is confusing John Voight with Anthony Hopkins. That's why he talks about Hannibal Lecter. You know, that's not impossible. That's not impossible. That actually is a possibility that could be going on, which is crazy, which is really, really crazy. All right, folks, the debate starts in 8 minutes. It lasts 90 minutes. And after the debate, I am going to have a reaction video that I will share on YouTube that I hope you will take a look at. Anything could happen. Anything could happen in this debate. I have zero predictions whatsoever, but we are all going to be watching and expecting, from what I've seen, a very large portion of the country will be watching. God forbid, but Biden might come out in a tan suit, and then it would all be over. That's a comment from Virtual One in Twitch chat, but God forbid. Or Biden could come out with fancy mustard, a package of fancy mustard, and that would be potentially a problem for certain voters, although probably not all voters. Let's hear from Alyssa Farah Griffin.
Inciting an insurrection, denied the election results, has now been criminally convicted as the first felon running for president. And 18 weeks from now, we may wake up to it being President-elect Donald Trump. That's where we're at. And Joe Biden has made his message. It is about preserving what America is, an American democracy. Yet he's underperforming. Tonight is the night he has to show up. The stakes are so high. And if he doesn't, there needs to be a real conversation about what
what does it say about the Biden administration? You're going through that laundry list of horribles, and yet Donald Trump's ahead.
That's my point.
I think it's actually a little bit beyond what you said. Yes, those things are true about Donald Trump that you laid out, but also Joe Biden ran on unity, national unity, And he said he ran because of Charlottesville. And when I think about what you said about our divisions and what kind of a country are we going to have, I think a lot of people are asking themselves tonight, what kind of a country do we have today? You look at the divisions in this country right now.
This guy's the
we're
worst.
having-
Scott Jennings is truly, truly horrible. I mean, really, really horrible. And the fact that he's even allowed in to this panel is wild, wild, wild stuff. All right, folks, we are just minutes away. I will be ending my stream now. Watch the debate. Come back after, as I will have analysis on the YouTube channel only. The YouTube channel only. Congratulations to everybody who was able to find my stream. And I will be back with you in about 90 minutes.